Okay, I just wanted to take a few moments to tell you a little bit about what we have planned for the next Melbourne SEO Services workshop. It's going to be a huge packed day where you're going to get so much value and walk out with an actionable game plan for how you can take your business to the next level. I'm not going to be holding anything back because this is the training that we give to our staff. A lot of our staff are going to be attending the workshop, so this is going to be no secrets held back. This is just exactly how we're doing it, so you can then take that process and pretty much just drop it into whatever you're doing and achieve similar, if not better results than what we're getting. So let's go through what we're going to cover now. There's so many different things that I want to go through, and I'm going to try and cram as much into the day as I can, but in addition to that, you're going to get some presentations before the workshop even begins. I'm going to send out a couple of presentations to make sure that everybody starts at the same level. I want to make sure that we don't have to go over the basics because we've already covered all those. We can then jump straight into the meat of things, and we don't have to worry about people thinking, oh, how do search engines work, or what are the basics here of off-page optimization. We're going to cover all of that in the pre-training. On the actual day, what we're going to go through is I'm going to start off the day by talking about different business models. There's so many different ways you can be profitable online, and chances are, if you can think of them, I've probably tried it. There are also a lot of ways where people get stuck in these little traps trying to go off and create these little businesses that are doomed to fail from the start. So I'm going to show you the exact systems and methodologies that I've tested, the business models that I have hard proof. Yes, this is exactly what I did. Here are the results that I've gotten. So, and I'll give you a good example of how people kind of get mixed up sometimes. For example, there are two different business models out there. One of them might be setting up an e-commerce website. Another one may be setting up an AdSense type business. Now, I've seen time and time again people not having a clear objective and understanding what the outcome is for those business models, so they end up meshing the two together. And sometimes you'll see an e-commerce website with AdSense on it. Now, for the savvy marketer, your competition could basically come to that website using Yahoo placement advertising and advertise their e-commerce site on your e-commerce site, effectively funneling and stealing away traffic. So that's an example of where people blur business models. You need to make sure that you really have a foundation and a blueprint of something to follow that you're then going to replicate, and that's where we're going to start the day. And then from there, I want to take you through the process for how we do keyword research. A lot of people are getting caught up in some of the different keyword tools that are out there, and there's a whole host of them, and it feels like every week a new one's coming out. We'll talk about what we use. I also want to show you the Google free keyword tool, which if used effectively and you know what it is that you're doing, you can just take the data that Google gives you and feed it back into itself. There is a huge amount of potential, if you know what you're doing, to use that as your keyword research platform. So I'm going to show you what we do there. Next, we're going to go through what I call the SEO method. This is a method that I developed a good 18 months ago more, and I actually recorded the step-by-step process of how we get websites done, but I did that over 12 months ago. A lot has changed, and I want to now show you what it is that we're doing. I want to bring you up to speed where we build links from, the exact system, how many links that we build from each individual link generating component. I also want to share with you how we're now using Web 2.0 and using different services to leverage that, so you're not having to go in there by hand, but you can update it in one place and have it update across your entire network of Web 2.0 properties. I also want to talk about video. Video at the moment is so hot right now, but so many people are doing it wrong. I want to talk about how to optimize it correctly, what keywords to go after, what content to put in the video, how you actually go about distributing it, how to make sure that you've got the right calls to action. Here are the things that will basically set your video like miles apart of the competition, and you'll be able to start to take advantage of this huge popularity within video that's only going to get bigger. We'll also be talking about landing pages and the importance of when people come to your landing page, you need to have one outcome clearly defined. And then I'm going to talk about how you can make sure that you achieve that outcome. You want to make sure that you optimize that web page, because you can be driving, 100 people, let's say, to a particular page, and let's say you have 1% conversion rate on that particular website. So you're getting one user out of the 100 that visit that actually go ahead and take your desired action. With some few minor tweaks that I'm going to show you, you could potentially double that conversion rate, let's say to 2%. So what does that mean? Now for all of the traffic that comes to that website, you're now getting double the amount of business. A lot of people, especially in the SEO world, miss this component. The idea that sometimes just by making a slight tweak, you can make that traffic so much more profitable as opposed to going after another keyword. So that's something that we need to talk about. We're also going to take you through the process of the way that we hire staff, because everything that we're going to cover, you're going to walk away with a really clear action game plan that you can then take and run with. Now, I want you, let's say that you're already quite busy right now, everybody is, to find the time to implement this, you might need to look at getting outside assistance. So I'm going to show you the cheapest, easiest way to get started with virtual assistants. The process that we use to actually hire the staff, then how do we work with them to make sure that you get the most out of it. Having worked with loads of virtual assistants, we've perfected this model to make sure that you get the best bang for your buck. So that's probably going to be one of the most valuable sessions you're going to go over. And then at the end of the day, I want to talk about some productivity tools that I use. Because if I can give you just one productivity tool that increases, let's say, your productivity and you can get more out of your day, maybe you're 5 hours more productive for the entire week, which I think I can give you more time back than that. But then if you multiply that out over 5 days a week and then multiply that over, let's say, the next year or the next 10 years, I'm going to buy that back, that time back, and it's going to be so valuable for you. I'm going to talk about some of the different tools I use, things like Google Docs and how I use it, the workflow processes that I go through, how we use Basecamp. We're also going to talk about, just little tips like whenever I listen to audio programs, I always listen to them in 200%, which means I'll show you how it's done, but it just means I can listen to twice as much in half the time, which effectively means I can consume information twice as quickly as you. These are the small tips that I can give you that are going to just pretty much drop profits straight into your bottom line. Suffice to say, I've got a lot of exciting material to cover, and obviously I can't share my real nuggets here. I'm going to share it on the day for those who do decide to attend. Hopefully this is something that's piqued your interest. Now I know I'm a little bit biased, and I think this workshop represents the best value SEO course that you can find. So go ahead, make sure that you book now, places are filling out quickly, and I look forward to seeing you on the day.